It's nice to have you back on the channel, Eddie. How do you feel about the mainstream media in this country?
I think the mainstream media play a very divisive game. They work on behalf of the people at the top of the economy, and they seek to try and pit workers against each other. They parrot lines from the employers. They just parrot lines without even thinking, from the likes of Grant Shapps. Print and broadcast absolute nonsense without fact-checking. And they do it for the purpose of trying to vilify individuals in trade unions and try to undermine people that are trying to organise to make a difference in the country at large. So they play a very divisive role, in my opinion.
How can the energy that you've generated and the whole trade union movement has generated to deliver change in wider society?
We just want people who are feeling it in the pocket, and people who are struggling to make ends meet, people who are on benefits, people who've got to go to food banks, people who are living in poor social housing and feel like there's no way out. We just want people to realise that they're not powerless. They're not powerless, and things don't have to be the way that they are. And what people need to do is have a bit of self-respect and say, I'm going to get organised with people in my community if I don't have access to a workplace with a trade union. I'm going to get involved in a trade union if I am at work, and I'm going to stand up with people and try and make a change in this country, because things haven't always been like this. We're in a situation now where social housing has been absolutely decimated, our health service is being privatised, education is extremely expensive now, particularly for working class families, pensions are being torn up, old age pensioners aren't able to retire in dignity in this country anymore. They're worried about their bills, energy prices are going through the roof. It can be a lot better, and it's only going to come about through people demanding it. So we just want people to recognise that they have got power, and that power comes through being in solidarity and unity with other people in their situation. So we want people to stand together and realise, actually, I'm not powerless. I can do something about this, and I can see that there's a means to making change.
And that goes across all of society, doesn't it? Because It's not just the working class who are suffering at the moment. The middle class in this country has been absolutely decimated as well.
Yeah, the middle class too. They're seeing their standards falling. Small businesses, so there's a natural alliance here across working class people, right from the bottom of society to parts of the economy where you've got people that are running small businesses and all the rest of it. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it everywhere. I mean, you're seeing the kids of people who are like professional people moving to London trying to find work, getting absolutely robbed by landlords, private landlords, not being able to get an education, even though they're really bright and capable and everything else, and then coming out of education and not seeing any opportunities to make progress. So it's hard for everyone out there, you know. I mean, I'm not going to lie, my sympathies lie with a particular part of our society, and that's where I'm from, and I know how hard it is for people in places like where I come from. But that doesn't mean people aren't suffering elsewhere, and we need to make some drastic changes in this economy, and they're going to come through, I believe, capping extortionate prices in energy, capping rents. We can't have a situation where landlords are just ripping people off anymore. We've got to take housing out of the market. We've got to build houses that are homes for people rather than investment opportunities for spivs. And we have got to redistribute profits back to working class people in the form of wages. And we've got to take private companies out of some of our key public services and run them in the interest of the people in this country and not in the interest of shareholders and the rest of it. And we can do that, we really can. It's just going to take pressure from the ordinary people in this country to make that happen through the politics.